that's fine.
Happy birthday and retirement, Mr. Haug.
No happy.
for it.
No, I'm good.
What the hell?
There's one happy. We're doing
Just
birthday.
one happy.
Yeah.
Happy
Okay.
birthday and retirement.
Happy birthday
Mr.
and
Haug.
retirement, Mr.
6
Haug.
words.
We got
Are we saying Bill? Is Bill gonna be?
No!
We got it.
Okay. All right. What's his middle name? Do we want the middle name?
Edward! No, it's not.
Edward Haug.
We can get his middle
Bartholomew Haug.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Should we
All right,
call
we
him
rolling?
Sir?
Okay, roll.
Sir Haug.
Alright. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday and retirement, Mr. Haug.
Hey, Mr. Haug, I hear you're retiring. That's some wonderful news. The workforce is a terrible place to be. I hope you look forward to a wonderful existence in the utopia that is 2016. It's going really well for the peoples of the world, except for, you know, like all that stuff that keeps happening. I live in Vancouver now with a bunch of the hombres that you used to teach. We're all doing well, looking extremely handsome, mostly me. But for the most part, we have just been experiencing the world of today as it is in its unfortunate state. Here's somebody else to speak, because they're also here. Hey, Mr. Haug, happy retirement. I remember being a TA in your class. I remember being in your class. I remember doing well and poorly in your class. It was a great time. Really glad I got to experience theater. I did TRU theater for a while, heard your name thrown around those hallways. Really enjoyed pretty much the whole thing. It was probably the best, you know, experience educationally I had was my whole theater arc, and I owe a lot of that to you, especially at the beginning. So just want to say thanks for being probably the best teacher I had, and hope that you have a really solid retirement. Au revoir.
Happy retirement, Mr. Haug. Bill, I think I can call you Bill now. Wanted to say happy retirement. Your class meant a hell of a lot to me. When I was in high school, I was a nervous, weird little kid who didn't want to be noticed whatsoever. And you were the first person that kind of forced me to be noticed. And it kind of made me into a narcissist, which it's ruined every relationship in my life. But I have confidence now. So there's that. Fuck. Love you, Mr. Haug. Happy retirement. You're a great guy, and I wish you nothing but the best.
I can't say fuck.
That was good. There's great
8K broadcast. All right, Mr. Haug, happy retirement. I want to thank you for all the awesome memories of the drama class down there. You turned it into a really nice theater. You took it a lot more seriously, and you made me appreciate drama for what it was and take it a lot more seriously. And I continue to do so this day. And so happy retirement. Thank you for all the great memories, and have a good time.
Happy retirement, Mr. Haug. I was kind of sad to hear that you'd be leaving Sahali as a teacher. My first year at Sahali was your first year at Sahali, and you really turned the theater there into an amazing place. You really gave me sort of a second home there, letting me take naps in the lighting booth, just chill out in the costume room, or, you know, anything. If I needed a place to be alone, you let me have it. And I'm really grateful for all of the wonderful experiences that we put on in there, being part of a cast, many who are still my friends today, and for all the lessons you taught me, and all the patience you had with me. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Mr. Haug. And happy retirement!
So one must think back on their times in the past of their life and recall when he got to be in a play with a number of beautiful women. And Mr. Haug chose a play where Dorn got to kiss those beautiful women, and things were good. Life was good. I miss beautiful women. No, I'm just kidding. I think my favorite memory from class would have been the Romeo and Juliet monologue I did, which was pre-recorded in the studio that I lip-synced along to. Thank you for not failing me on that assignment. I really appreciate the gesture.
I remember the first show that you cast me in. I had done tech work for Charlie Brown the year before, and I was only trusted with Woodstock the Puppet. But you cast me as Lubin in George Dandin, or the... it had another name.
The Confounded Husband.
Confounded Husband. It's an amazing show. It was still one of my favorite plays to this day. It was my first ever foray into slapstick, and I had so much fun with that show. I kind of wish I had followed some of your advice. You wanted me to act dopier, and I wasn't prepared to look that idiotic in front of a bunch of high school kids. So I do wish I had done that for you, because I think it would have had some comedy gold. You also cast me in The Ledge. It was like my first like spotlight. This is my big show. The two things I'll remember from that is so hot being under stage lights for that amount of time on your own. It's my first time ever doing that. And eating that sandwich forever. Just eating a bag lunch for an obscene amount of time while people yell at you. That sandwich was not tasty anymore. I'll always remember that flavor. Also, you made us wear eyeliner a lot. And I still don't agree with that decision. My eyes popped, don't get me wrong. But I'll never be able to apply it to this day.
I remember being cast in Charlie Brown, and I was absolutely terrified to sing on stage. But Mr. Haug convinced me to do it, and I'm really glad I did, because it was the first time I got to experience a full rehearsal process, and it was still to this day the best time I've ever had in a play. So thank you for that, Mr. Haug. Awesome stuff.
Some of my favorite experiences was being in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. That was probably I would say, highest production value production that we did, just because of the band in the back and getting all the rehearsals we had to do for all the choreography, all the singing. Way more rehearsal time than any of the other shows, and it was awesome. We really had an amazing thing together. But also when we did skid marks as well, the characters we pulled off and all the hours we put in really led to a show that was just so much fun to do. And that's the feeling that I think of if I ever get to be in a cast. That's the feeling I think of, being in a cast with my friends on those shows that you directed, which were wonderful.
I remember playing Papers on the Floor. That was my favorite warm-up game. It's still, to this day, one of the best improv games I've ever played. And I spent a year at VFS, so you're onto something there, Mr. Haug.
One of my favorite warm-up games was Graveyard, because, well, at least when I was your TA, everyone got the impression, oh, he's the TA, he should be so good at it. But no, I can't resist laughing if it's funny. And they would always go for me first, make sure in this game where you lie on the ground and try not to laugh, and they always got me. So that was definitely one of the ones. Same with Night Horse Cavalier. When you'd have to pair up and do those obscene gestures to each other. Pairing up is definitely an art form, because I didn't have it. No one wanted to pair up with me. So no, great memories. Yeah, great time.
We're